Go ahead again.
Test, mic check, 1, 2, 3. Test, 1, 2, 3.
Keep going.
Mic check, Wolverine live, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mic check, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Are you talking to yours, Justin?
Mic check, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Mic check, 1,
You're
2,
good.
1, 2.
I'm just listening on live stream. There's a delay. Go ahead, Justin.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
All right, go on. I'm gonna keep you on mute. And then just Tasson, same thing as you did last time. Just start talking about Justin when you're about to send a question to him, so I can trigger his mic.
Okay.
Go ahead and test.
Me?
Yeah.
Mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mic test audio. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Good. All right, Mike, go ahead.
Okay, so if I'm hearing this right, you want Tasson to trigger Justin. That's what you said. I'm totally into that.
Yeah, you got it. That's it.
I think sometimes the marketing guy needs a slap when you've tried everything else. I agree with Sean. Just a little wake-up call, open-handed. No big deal.
Please, yeah. I don't know that I could come back from a closed fist.
Just bring them out of whatever they're in.
But an open hand.
It lets them know that you care.
live?
I don't see anything.
It's coming. What's
I
up,
still don't
everybody?
see it.
Awesome. Welcome to the live. A little bit of a change up today.
Tuesday.
We've got a little bit of a Tuesday live action instead of our usual Friday because we're going to be off for Thanksgiving, like I'm sure most of you are. So happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Hopefully you guys overdose on mashed potatoes, turkey,
Or whatever.
something, whatever you want to eat. But we're happy to have you guys here. Let's let some people trickle in. Looks like there are a good amount of people coming in.
Is anyone in your family going to not come to Thanksgiving because of the way you voted?
No.
I've been seeing that on YouTube, and I think it's really funny. Sorry, I can't help it. Is that wrong?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't have to worry about anything. So life is good. Oh yeah. Okay. Thick Wicks in here. What's up, man? Zenith Tactical. What's going on, guys? Yeah, people are seeing the notifications. They're going out. Where are we going to be anywhere this weekend, or is this kind of a dead weekend, Justin? Because of the holidays.
I haven't heard of anybody being anywhere like
Neither
Tim
have
or
I.
Kane or anybody.
No, I don't have
So
any.
I think this is a down weekend for most. Although, Black Friday. So-
Started 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it did.
So,
We were-
somewhere in there.
We were talking about this the other day, whether or not, or when ads start going out, it seems to creep up.
When did
every
we
year.
start ours? A week ago?
We just sent out our Black Friday email.
This morning?
That's a great segue. Let's talk about that a little bit. So we've got a Black Friday sale. It starts today. Now it's live.
Nice.
So this is one of our biggest sales actually
Oh, I like
on
that.
the e-store. So
Good value.
excited about that. Yeah, we go from 20% to 50% off on different items.
So I can buy for 50% off.
Some things, yeah.
I like that.
That's a pretty good deal. So we've got a bunch of hoodies, shirts, hats, more, all kinds of stuff that are going on the Friday Live. So we're happy to see that. So go check that out, deadersilencers.com, if you guys want to grab any of that. If you're not signed up for the newsletter, sign up for the newsletter because you will get emails like that.
New shirts, right?
That's right. We've got a bunch of new shirts. I've got one on right now.
I like
Got
that.
our Wolfman shirt.
Does that glow in the dark?
This glows in the dark. It's pretty sweet. We also have some Lazarus 6 shirts, and we have some regular Dead Air Silencer logoed shirts, but with different camo patterns and a variety of different stuff. We've got some Flecktarn. We've got some roadie style. We've got
Afghan rug.
Afghan war rug style. So those are live on the website right now. You guys can go snag those. It's our newest
Maybe
apparel.
Justin will let us hold one up.
I think he will. He'll let us see some of these bad boys.
There.
Okay.
There
So,
you go.
ooh, little chocolate chip. I forgot to mention that. If you guys like chocolate chip,
Who doesn't?
boom. There you go. Super sweet. So we're excited about those.
$20?
I don't know what the price is.
How much
I'm gonna
are
be
they?
honest with you.
I think they're $19.99.
Ooh.
Yeah. I thought I saw that.
Got a little bit more roadie style.
Splinter camo.
Looking sweet. We've got the war rug camo that Mike's wearing right now. Sorry, Mike.
Oh, that's good. I don't care if you hit me with a shirt. Been hit with worse.
Then we've got some Lazarus 6 shirts, which are pretty sweet. So little Lazarus 6 logo up top here. And then we've got the sweet Triskelion baffles on the back of that. Super cool. So we got that in black and OD, of course, as well. So if you guys wanted to see this, these are available.
You think you can fold those back up?
Yeah, we'll fold those back up. Don't worry.
I mean, I can't do that.
So then, of course, Wolfman, if you didn't see a clear enough picture, And then on the back of the Wolfman shirt, you got Dead Air Silencer logos. Sweet. We've got all sizes as normal. So check those out. We also have a new offering, which we're starting to ship right now. So if you guys want to see this, Radian SD charging handles. We've got them in 3 different colors. So as you see here, this is OD green. We have black, and we have flat dark earth.
It's nice.
So those are available right now. Super sweet if you guys want a nice upgraded charging handle for your AR. It's ready. It's ported here for better use with suppression. We like these charging handles. They work pretty well.
Ambidextrous latch.
Yes, the ambi latches are nice. They come in that nice medium profile as well here, so you're not going to snag as much on your
Good
kit.
for optics, though.
That's right. Very good for optics. So super excited about that. All right. So topic for today, to jump in and ask some questions about. Go ahead and start giving us your questions. We're going to give a good rundown on the Wolverine silencer. This is a tried and true silencer for us. One of our favorites, if not
My favorite.
It's Mike's favorite. He loves it. We've got it in the 3 configurations on the table. So to jump in a little bit, let's talk about specs. Get that out of the way. So it's rated up to 300 rum. It's or 4,200 foot-pounds of energy. It is
At muzzle.
At muzzle.
Not chamber. Right?
Yes.
Do. Okay.
Let's
Just making sure.
yeah, jump in whenever you want. 30 caliber, of course, on the initial bore. It's going to be 7.4 inches in length. The tube size is going to be 1.5 inches here. And then when you get to the collar section in the rear, it's going to be 1.93 inches. It's going to weigh anywhere from 19.8 ounces to 24.4 ounces. And that's going to depend on which type of adapter you have inside the silencer. So something to consider. Cobalt 6 baffles on the inside, which is super sweet, just like our Sandman series. It's heavy duty, hard use, no barrel length restrictions. You can shoot corrosive ammo through it.
You can rinse it out.
You can rinse it out. It's an awesome silencer. We've got 11 different direct thread inserts for the Wolverine right now. We've got some short and long, depending on your thread pitch, or excuse me, your thread length on 24 millimeter and 14x1 left hand. We also have the hub adapter for the back of this silencer, as you can see on these 2 silencers here. So you can run either Xeno or Chemo or any other hub compatible adapter in this silencer if you want true quick disconnect.
In those direct thread pitches, I think we should just, so people know,
Yeah.
you've got 9/16 right and left in there, 15 for your HK stuff.
Yep.
You've got half 28 and 5/8 if you want to put it on anything SAE,
Yes.
commonly threaded.
Yep.
You got that.
24 mil, as previously mentioned, 26 millimeter as well. So
Dracos, yo.
if you like a good Draco, you're going to have a good time. So, sweet silencer. What draws you to the Wolverine silencer, being that it's your favorite silencer?
I think ease of use. I like that it fits on a huge variety of things. Obviously, it's comm block oriented, but you can put any mount you want in it. So there's one with Xeno and Chemo in it on the table, and like Tasson says, you can direct thread, or you can put any. That'll take any 1 3/8 hub threaded mount. I like that it has a very funnely bore, which really helps to reduce back pressure, and obviously is its main way to get on those crooked threaded communist barrels and not get strikes. But it sounds super good on like a AR-15 rifle, like a 20-inch, super low back pressure,
Yeah.
quiet, great sounding can. I mean, in certain places, it's very hard to beat just for ease of use, and I'm a fan of it, I think.
Definitely. Why don't you explain to us the baffle design in this particular silencer and what makes it more unique than the others that
Well,
you could
it's
mount?
your standard cone type baffle, but in essence, in general speak, they're wire cut, so there's some variance in there depending on welding and how it all went together. But let's roughly say it goes from about 33 to about 44 or 5 caliber in that bore, the funnel shape of that bore, so that when it gets onto a barrel that's either the threads are not perpendicular to the bore, it's off concentricity that way, or the muzzle, general speak, it's going to muzzle seat on AK type, commie type guns, and that could be slanted off in any direction, and the whole thing could be shifted over. Even if the threads are parallel to the bore, they could still be off to the side. So that's kind of its main, I don't know, that's what differentiates it from other cans. If you're going to put a other tighter board, normally configured suppressor on your AK, you'd better make sure that it is either rethreaded, happens to be dead straight, or you've replaced the barrel, or you have a gun with US barrel, like a parts kit build that has a straight barrel.
Definitely. Also important to note, we utilize R series front caps on these.
Correct.
On this silencer. So if you were to ever have an issue with a non-concentric barrel, like really non-concentric, those front caps are very easily replaceable at the user level. No problem.
I would strongly suggest alignment rod in it. And if you're going to, I think a Wasser 10, in my experience, is the worst offender for the crookedest freaking gun ever fielded by man. Front sights and rear sights like this.
Yep.
Threads like that. You got to watch those.
Yeah, I think every Wasser 10 that everybody at the company has purchased has definitely needed some work on the threads, especially.
Which I'd like to share this, and this is, and we've shown this on videos and talked about it before, but I think it's very important. Let's say this is the muzzle of your rifle, and you put, let's say it's a Wasser 10, because I've taken file to probably 5 of them here for
Yeah.
people that have them here. Great gun, but crooked. If you put your can on alignment rod and then very gently on the high side of the muzzle, you can just take a couple very light strokes with your file, put the can back on, put your alignment rod back in, and you can pull that right dead into the middle.
Definitely.
In just a couple minutes with just a couple of very light file strokes on the muzzle of the barrel. Great thing to do.
Is there any sort of issues with doing that with just a file on the front of
Not
that
that I've
muzzle?
ever seen.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want to
I've seen
dig at it. You just want to just keep it nice and flat and just a couple of light strokes. You're only going to take off just, I don't know how, a few 100,000 of material. Just
Right.
very, very little there.
But it's
Make a big difference.
pretty amazing, and it'll
Yeah.
straighten it right out, and you're going to have
Yeah.
perfect bore alignment. It's pretty awesome.
I think Cooper's was touching the rod when we
It
started.
was.
Like touching the rod.
Yes.
And it's dead center. Sawyer's was as well, all
Yeah.
but touching the rod. After doing that, he's run several different kinds of cans on his. And
Yeah, no problem.
yeah, no big deal.
Yeah, easy day on that. So, all right. Why don't we jump into some questions regarding the Wolverine? Justin, you got any on the top of your head there?
Wolverine related questions? Not really. We have this is kind of a question. I believe this was Thickwick who said that.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to him for always joining us.
Yes.
He said, my thread insert sometimes backs off when shooting, and yes, the detent is locked in and the front ring is tightened up to it really, really tight.
Sure. So let's
Thread
talk-
insert out of the can, or thread unthreading off the muzzle.
Well, let's talk a little bit about both.
Okay.
That's a good segue into both
Easy.
questions.
The easiest thing I've found to do is take your wrench and lock it into a vise. If you have the older style wrench that has cutouts, it has 3 wrench spots, that will allow you to pull the collar up and tighten it onto the muzzle of your rifle.
Yes.
Right? Those wrenches, you just want to be a little careful on how you lock that into your vise, but you want to lock that in your vise so your wrench is sticking up, and the newer ones don't have that feature, so you can just lock them into a vise, lock the can into that, and then get a pretty good sized ratchet.
Yeah.
Normal sockets fit it, and then tighten that down really good. There's not a ton of room for a shoulder there, so you want to tighten the thread inserts into your can. Now, as it locks on and aligns with the front sight detent pin, in most cases, it's still being held on much as a direct thread can. So you want to tighten that onto the muzzle of your rifle with pretty much all your might, then line that up. And that locking onto the front detent will not keep it from backing off if it's put on too loose. It will help in that, but it won't. It can still come loose. What's keeping it tight is you tightening it onto the muzzle of your rifle.
Definitely.
So think of it as a direct thread can with a little bit of assistance.
Yeah. And I will say we've upgraded the tool for the Wolverine over the years, so much more robust, super great. Make sure if you guys have any questions about disassembling this silencer or you're curious about that, we have a dedicated video on how to install and remove the threaded inserts, as well as the hub taper adapter or the hub thread adapter for the back of this can. It's super simple. You want to show them a little
Absolutely.
bit? Since we're
Can I
live?
say one thing before kind of a fun little thing? If you don't have a vise
Yes.
and you want to take your thread insert in or out, if you've got a truck
Yes.
or like a parking complex with vehicles in it, you can find a 2 square trailer hitch on like a Chevy. And
Yes.
slide the tool in there and then wrench it off
Definitely.
and then head out of there.
Ready to go?
You don't need a vise. Done that in a couple parking lots a few times. And no harm, no foul. Pretty good trick.
Yes.
I did it with a rental car. I rented a car, and I was at a shoot some years ago, and Taylor Pickerel was trying to put a Wolverine on a RPD, and he had the 16 mil thread insert, but couldn't get it out. And I rented this, I don't know what it was, some horrific little Kia or something maybe. And it had a little trailer hitch to like a little golf cart or whatever.
Yes.
I stuck it in there and on that one, it's 3/4 or 19. So I took that rental car's lug wrench and used it as a wrench and
Awesome.
swapped it on there. Pretty good time. Anyway, sorry, I don't mean to bore you. You're going to loosen this part of the collar that locks the part of the collar that locks onto your front sight. You'll back that off, and that will, first I'll just take it all the way off here and show you. I know you won't be able to see this, but trust me, there's a couple of little round marks. And if you line those round marks up, that will allow the collar to come off. It's got some keys here that correspond with a little keyway here. So this part of it is what's going to allow the locking collar to move around and find the pin, and then you can tighten all 3 of them down, the can, this collar, and the locking collar together. Once you pop this part off in there, we make a couple different sizes. The size that comes with it, the 14 mil one, will fit all the smaller collars, which is thread size at the bulk of them. Then we have one for 24 and one for 26. So that part's pretty easy. You can get these as needed. Once you get it down to this part, your tool that we were talking about locks around the feature here, and then you can take normal, standard, forgive me, it's a 3/4 and I think 1 1/16 and 1 1/8, depending on what other inserts you have, and that's where you take this out. Put this spring back on, and then you can put it, I don't know how well you can see this, but there's 2 other positions, and I'll just put it in the 2 positions and kind of show you. So now I'm on the part where it can find the hole. I think we call this position 2 in the manual. We call them 1, 2, and 3. At this point, you can take a thin wrench and get to the thread insert and tighten that to your barrel if you'd like, or if it's too tight for you to take off by hand, also loosen it. Then you have your normal locked position that you normally drop those 2 protruding keyways on the collar down into so it doesn't turn. Then you tighten it onto your barrel. Then you push that up, drop it into here, find the pin, and then tighten all 3 together. And then shoot it.
Yeah, it's very simple once
It's not
you've
bad.
played around with it just a couple of times or watched the video. People have said that it's complicated, but once they have a quick demo or check out that video, they never have any problems with it again.
Yeah, it'll once in a while confuse somebody, but if you
Yeah.
played with it for a second, it's pretty simple.
Definitely. I also will say, important note, do not Loctite this collar right here.
Yeah, or, I mean,
We had a guy who Loctited it, and he was having quite a time trying to get it off.
and I've seen people take, like, what you call a channel lock or adjustable pliers, or maybe a pipe wrench. I'm not sure, because I don't see that part of it. I just see the part where they take this collar off, and then they grab the threads with a wrench
Yep.
and try to take the thread insert out or put it on or off a rifle. I'm not sure what they're doing, but
Yeah.
then they send that in, like,
Yeah.
okay,
Just
like what you did there,
yeah, refer to our proper installation video or the manual,
right?
and make sure you do it the correct way so you don't damage your silencer in any way.
But if you do something crazy
Yep.
with the pipe wrench, call us.
Yes.
We'll help you out.
We will help you out, 100%. No problem. Also, I think important to note for direct thread silencers backing off, you can always use a little bit of Teflon tape
Absolutely.
on the threads, just a light, pass or 2.
And don't forget, there's a spot where you can
Yes.
put your wrench on there to tighten it off. If that's being an issue to you, you can
Really crank down
cinch
with
it down
that.
with the wrench.
No problem. All right. Justin, any other questions?
Somebody said my Sam 7 SF has horrible concentricity. Not a question, but
Okay.
while you were
Yeah.
talking about filing down the
Yeah, you could do that to
threads.
your Sam 7 SF.
Definitely.
Sometimes those Bulgarians will do some wild threads. They're not as bad as the Romanians, but they're not trying to make it concentric. Plus, also, you have to be a little forgiving on them. When the threads are on the front sight base forging, then that is pressed onto the barrel and pinned on. Like, the barrel's not threaded, right?
Right.
So I get why they're not super straight.
Yeah. But there's also a lot of great AK builders
Absolutely.
and Smiths out there. So make sure you guys go check around. We've worked with pretty much all of them.
Yeah, it can be fixed for sure.
100%.
This guy asked, how far down do you put the alignment rod in the gun?
That's a good question.
There's no wrong way. I like to put it down if I'm not going to put pin gauges in and try to take a measurement or get a number. I like to hold the rifle sideways, horizontally, and then I like to take the rod and push it in flush to the front cap. That gives you the easiest view that you can see around and see how centered it is. I think easier than leaving it sticking out.
I would agree.
Now, if you had an inch or so of rod sticking out and you wanted to put some pin gauges in there, you can pull a number and see exactly what it is. But I think push it flush to the cap and then just take a look in there.
Yeah.
You know, it's not too complicated. We're just trying to make sure that you want to get about, somewhere in the range of like what you'd call a standard spark plug gap, 30-ish thou, 25 thou, somewhere in that range. If you've got that, it should pass by easy.
Definitely. Also make sure your alignment rods are true, just in case.
Yeah.
'Cause people can bend alignment rods. We've seen it happen before.
You can roll those on your granite countertop or some good flat surface.
Yes.
And get a pretty good idea of if they're straight or not. Pretty easy. You don't need a special tool for that.
Definitely. All right. Next one, Justin.
Can we get a PKM insert or insert blanks for our own custom thread pitch?
Ooh.
You know, we haven't done, PKM is, forgive me, 17 millimeter. And we have had very, very little call for PKMs. There's only just a handful of semi-auto ones, and all the rest of PKMs are kind of a post-sample machine gun. So a PKM is so freaking gassy as it is. With, I don't know that would be a great idea.
Fair enough.
But you could machine out whatever you wanted, a smaller one that would come up to 17.
But for the more common guns, RPDs,
Agreed.
RPKs, a lot of guys out there shooting.
Yeah,
a lot
easy
of
for
those.
that. There's a
No
lot
problem.
of RPDs out there
Yeah.
compared to PKMs.
Definitely. All right.
About all I got for specifically Wolverine related questions.
Let's open up
Okay.
to any question you
Yeah,
want.
let's
we
jump into it.
We had a few more other questions roll through. One guy was asking a few times about the Lazarus.
Sure.
He said, one, would buy a Lazarus, but worried I won't be able to get my hub mount off. And then he also said, convince me to buy the Lazarus. How low back pressure are we talking?
I'd like to, if you're having a hard time getting the mount off, you can, if it's a Xeno, that fits a normal socket, and you can
Yes.
just put a socket on it, inch and a 16th, I think, and then just hold the can and put it on your impact gun and just touch the trigger and it'll come right out.
It will.
Otherwise, there are some fixtures that you can purchase, some Delron. I think we get them from like RSR. Easy to come by. You can clamp in a vise and then take your socket and ratchet. If you're really having a hard time with, say, it's chemo and you can't get it out of there, it's only torqued to 30 foot-pounds. It's not super tight. We can take that off for you.
Yeah, shoot us an email if you're having a tough
Yeah,
time.
it's just, you've got to tighten them in there tight enough to where they're not coming off.
Yeah, exactly.
And you should tighten it in there and try to get it around 30 foot-pounds so that when you tighten it on, otherwise at 20 foot-pounds, that's going to cause you some trouble.
Yeah.
You can probably only get about, 11 or 17 or 18 by hand, depending on how strong you are. You're just not going to get it hand tighten enough to make it usable unless you use some tools on it.
Definitely.
On the convincing part, I would say if you've been around one and you know someone or have heard one or can get to shoot one is probably the easiest thing. And I'm not really into hard selling. Great can. Like an incredible blend of sound attenuation and low back pressure. Like you can get lower back pressure cans that are loud and uncomfortable that way. You can get quieter cans that are higher back pressure that is a great blend of really posting up some great numbers on a meter and letting you breathe some pretty clean air while you shoot.
Definitely. We've had a lot of response from left-handed shooters.
Yeah, agreed.
And they are singing its praises on a typical standard carbine AR with regular DI. They're having a great time. They enjoy it much more than a more traditional silencer. So,
And it sounds good.
it sounds great,
So-
and it's super durable. So
Hard not to like it.
very hard not to like it.
I'll say this. This is an experience that Miles and I had, and this probably isn't going to happen across the board. I'm sure this is dependent a little bit on, your gun setup, barrel length, buffer weight, all that. But he had a rifle that we were shooting, and he had one of those adjustable, the Bootleg Industries BCGs, and you can adjust it for how much gas it bleeds off. And we were shooting one can, normal can. I'm pretty sure it was a Sierra 5. And so shooting that, we had it set to the suppressed setting, obviously, naturally. And then we switched to a Lazarus 6, and it wouldn't. We had to switch it all the way to the unsuppressed setting. So that was like a pretty significant difference in back pressure.
Agreed, and good point. And you would notice that as you shoot half or 3/4 of a magazine, 15 or 20 rounds, they are noticeably cleaner. The ammunition that has not been fired. If you stop, take that mag out there, they don't have that like smoked color to them.
Definitely.
Back pressure is good.
Very, very good. Looks like some guys are in here saying Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to all you guys.
Yeah,
as well.
same.
Nomad L okay for 300 Remington Ultra Mag.
Yeah. Yeah, you can ultra now.
Of course.
This guy asked, best can for a 16-inch 30-06.
Probably going to say, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that this is a hunting rifle, like something that you'd carry around.
Sure.
The best can sound-wise would be a printed TI Nomad L.
Yes.
And probably the best can on 16-inch would be the standard length Nomad.
I would agree with that. Looks like some people here. I shot the Lazarus at the East Valley Tactical event. That piece is amazing. So
Nice.
There you go. If you can go try it, you're going to
I
love
think the test drive's the easiest way.
it. It is. It's the best way. So stay tuned for more of our adventures around the country. We've got guys all over the place. There are events basically every weekend, so stay tuned for
Somewhere,
that.
if not multiple.
Sign up for our newsletter, stay tuned to our Instagram, all that type of stuff to know exactly where we are that weekend. Let's see here. I've got a 20-inch AR and 5.56. I also have a Sam NS. Which can is better for muzzle flash, Sam NS or Sierra 5?
I'd probably say Sierra 5.
I would
Tighter
agree.
bore. It does a little bit. It doesn't. If you think about that as you generate the flash at the muzzle inside the blast chamber, there isn't as much room between the projectile and the baffles for that. It does a little bit better job at it, I think.
I would agree.
And I get that a lot of that flash is going to come out after the bullet, but it does have to fit through a smaller hole.
Yeah. Also, nice job using a 20-inch AR. That's pretty classy.
Yeah, big fan of that.
Yeah. And
That's like my favorite
yeah.
setup of those by a long shot.
And Sierra 5, with how lightweight it is, especially in the Xeno configuration on the front of a 20-inch AR, outstanding.
Does sound good.
Really good. All right. Justin, any questions popping out to you?
difference between my Primal and your new 338 can?
Well, the Primal is 45 caliber rifle, so 458 projectiles
Yes.
versus 308 30 cal projectiles.
I will say also totally different silencer,
Yeah.
totally different baffle design, different materials. Obviously, with your 17.4 of the Primal, and then you got titanium on that
Agreed.
Nomax 33.
Yeah, different bore, different weight, different application.
Yes. But you can still utilize it.
Of course you
People
can.
do
There's crossover.
Yeah, it sounds pretty good on 338, but not as good as the Nomax 33. In my
It
opinion.
does not hold a candle to
Yeah.
Nomax on Lapua.
Mm-hmm.
It's not meant for that, though.
Yeah. Primary application. Make sure you
Agreed.
guys keep that in mind because we make the right tool for the right job.
That's right.
Is Mojave 9 rated for 357 mag?
You absolutely can.
Yeah.
357 mag. I'm assuming this is a lever gun,
I would think so.
not a revolver with a big cylinder gap. But
Yep.
one never knows.
Yeah, that
sometimes.
cylinder
But
gap.
Yes, that's that would be good for you.
Yes.
Of course, it's rated for. Maybe a better way of answering that question is it's 350 Legend.
Yes.
So think of that as a kind of a 357 mag XL, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's maybe do just one last question. And we probably need to wrap it up on our end.
Okay.
And then we'll just do one more final plug for the Black Friday stuff.
Of course.
We've had people asking about that.
Of course.
Last question. This was kind of touched on earlier when talking about the Wolverine, but this is important for anyone. Question. Can I just visually check for alignment? I'm new to suppressors.
No, you can't. I mean, you can. You're welcome to, but it won't do you any good.
No.
I've tried that many times.
Yeah.
And you can hold that up and look all you want, and you just can't see it. You really need a rod.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a bunch of choices of rods to be had out there, easy to come by. Get one and check it.
Yeah. That's
There's
the
no
best
way
way
to
to
look
do
through.
it. Do it right the first time.
Or just shoot it.
Yeah. I mean,
Like
there's
I just saying, like that'd be my move there.
yeah, but there's plenty of alignment rods out there, expensive, less
Yeah.
expensive. I'd take the time, snag a couple of those, have them in your kit. You're going to buy more suppressors anyway. Nobody buys just one. That's a very
Well,
rare occurrence.
One rod, and you'll probably end up putting it on some other host and then need that again.
Definitely,
Just to
100%.
forgive me, I'm trying to think of. I'm drawing a blank. The alignment rods that we use.
Accuracy Solutions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those, we've had great luck with those.
Great luck with those. They're nice. They're carbon fiber.
Great people.
They're good
Easy.
people.
They have every size you could want.
Yes. Go check those guys out.
Relatively inexpensive.
Yeah. All right. Well, guys, that's going to be it for us.
Are you going to
today.
do the? I thought you were going to show the T-shirts again,
I mean, we can show the T-shirts again if
or
you'd
just
like.
say it. $20. They're $20.
All the new
$19.99.
T-shirts, yeah, $19.99. Check them out on our web store. We've got our Black Friday sale. It's live right now. You can go on our website and check it out. We've got anything from 20 to 50% off on those items. We've got the new Radian dead air charging handles, SD charging handles, ready to go. 3 colors: OD green, flat dark earth, and black. If you guys have any more questions about the Wolverine silencer, go check out our videos on the Wolverine, on the installation of the thread inserts, on the installation of the hub thread adapter, and send us an email, info@deadairsilencers.com. Give us a call. We're happy to talk to you guys. And
Easy.
We'll see you
Have a great
after
Thanksgiving.
the holiday. Yeah. Thanks, guys.